Hey everyone! Welcome back to Personal Finance Pro, where we turn that knot of money stress in your stomach into genuine, rock-solid money confidence. We're all about practical steps you can actually use, no judgment, just support. Today's video is a really important one, and it's for anyone out there looking at their bank account and thinking, how on earth do I budget when I barely make enough to get by? If that's you, first off, you're not alone. So many people are feeling the squeeze right now, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or even a bit hopeless. But I'm here to tell you that even on a tight income, you can gain control. You can make your money work for you, even if it feels like there's not much of it to begin with. Let me show you 5 realistic steps to budget on a low income. No fluff, no guilt, just real talk. We're going to cut through the noise and give you actionable strategies that can make a real difference, starting today. Forget those complicated spreadsheets designed for six-figure earners or advice that just doesn't apply to your reality. This is for us, the everyday folks trying to make it work. Step 1. Know exactly what you make. All right, first things first, and this is non-negotiable. You absolutely must know exactly what you make, I mean down to the penny if possible. Track every single dollar of income. This isn't just about your main paycheck from your 9 to 5, we're talking everything. That side gig you do on weekends, count it. Freelance work, even if it's sporadic, absolutely. That part-time job you picked up to help make ends meet, essential to track. Think even broader. Do you get child support, government assistance, regular cash gifts from family trying to help out? Do you occasionally sell things online like old clothes or crafts? All of this is income. It might feel like bits and pieces, but those bits and pieces add up and they are all part of your financial picture. Why is this so critical? Because if you don't have a crystal clear understanding of what's coming in, it's virtually impossible to make a realistic plan for what goes out. You're essentially flying blind, and that's where the stress really kicks in. So how do you do this? It doesn't have to be fancy. A simple notebook. Dedicate a page each month to listing all your income sources and the amounts. A basic spreadsheet. If you're comfortable with a computer, Google Sheets or Excel can make this super easy to total up. Budgeting apps. Many free or low-cost apps have features to help you track income, sometimes by linking to your bank account, with your permission, of course. Calendar method. If your income is irregular, mark on a calendar when you expect payments and how much. At the end of the month, add it all up. For very irregular income, it might be helpful to calculate an average over the last few months, but always be prepared to budget based on your lowest anticipated income for a given month to be safe. The key here is consistency. Make it a habit. Check your bank statements, keep your pay stubs, note down cash earnings immediately. Once you have that total income figure staring back at you, you've taken the first most powerful step. You'll know precisely how much you have to work with. This isn't about judging the number, it's about acknowledging it. This is your starting line, and from here we build. Step 2. Cover essentials first. Okay, you've got your total income figure. Now, before you even think about anything else, we need to identify and allocate funds for your absolute must-haves. These are the things you genuinely cannot live without. Your essentials come before everything else. Housing. This is your rent or mortgage payment. It's keeping a roof over your head. Essential utilities. We're talking electricity, gas for heating, cooking, water. Things that keep your home habitable and safe. Internet can be a bit of a gray area. If you need it for work or your kids need it for school, it might be an essential. If it's purely for entertainment, it might fall into a later category. Food. Basic, nutritious groceries. Not fancy restaurant meals or daily gourmet coffees, but the food that fuels you and your family. Transportation. How do you get to work? To the grocery store? This could be gas for your car, public transport passes, or essential vehicle maintenance if you rely on a car. Critical medications, healthcare. Any life-sustaining medications or absolutely necessary medical appointments. This is where the no guilt part is crucial. When you're on a tight budget, you're often operating in survival mode. That means prioritizing these core needs above luxuries, wants, or even things that other people might consider normal. Cut out the guilt of not affording the latest gadgets, trendy clothes, or frequent nights out. This isn't about shame. It's about smart, responsible decision-making to ensure your fundamental needs are met. You are doing what you need to do. Sometimes even covering these basics is a struggle. If your income barely covers these or doesn't quite, that's a clear signal you might need to explore options like seeking assistance, food banks, utility assistance programs, housing support, or looking for ways to either increase income, which we know is tough, or drastically reduce one of these essential costs, e.g., to finding a cheaper place to live if feasible, though that's a huge step. The emotional toll of constantly worrying about essentials is real. Acknowledging that and giving yourself grace is important. By clearly defining and prioritizing these, you're taking control and ensuring the most important things are handled first. This can actually reduce a lot of anxiety because you'll know your base is covered. Step 3. Cut out, replace. Once your essentials are budgeted for, look at everything else. This is where you need to be brutally honest with yourself. What's truly not essential right now, cancel it. This might sting a bit, but remember, we're in real talk mode. Multiple streaming services. Do you really need Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Max, and Apple TV? Probably not. Pick one or none for a while. Daily takeout coffees or lunches, that $5 coffee or $12 lunch adds up incredibly fast. Expensive gym memberships. If you're not going regularly or if there are cheaper ways to stay active, it's a prime candidate for cutting. Subscription boxes. For makeup, snacks, clothes, these are luxuries. Impulse buys and unnecessary shopping. That cute top, the latest gadget, another home decor item. But cutting out isn't just about deprivation. It's also about finding smarter, cheaper alternatives. This is where your creativity can shine. Cook at home instead of takeout or dining out. This is probably the biggest money saver for most people. Explore simple, budget-friendly recipes. Meal prepping can save both time and money. Free entertainment instead of paid subscriptions or events. Your local library is a goldmine. Free books, ebooks, audiobooks, movies, sometimes even museum passes or community classes. Explore local parks for walks, picnics, or exercise. Host potluck dinners with friends instead of going to restaurants. Everyone brings a dish, and it's a great way to socialize affordably. Look for free community events, concerts in the park, or local festivals. Brew your own coffee, tea at home. Invest in a decent thermos if you need it on the go. DIY instead of buying new. Can something be repaired instead of replaced? Can you learn a new skill, like basic sewing or home repairs from online tutorials? Clothing swaps with friends or thrift shopping instead of buying new clothes. At-home workouts using free online videos instead of a gym. The cut-out-replace step is an ongoing process. It's about making conscious choices. Ask yourself, is this purchase a need or a want? If it's a want, is there a cheaper or free way I can satisfy that desire or get a similar benefit? This isn't about living a miserable life. It's about being resourceful and finding joy in simpler, less expensive ways. It's about redirecting those precious funds towards what truly matters or towards building a bit of a safety net. Step 4. Use the zero-based budget. Now that you know your income, you've prioritized essentials, and you've identified areas to cut or replace, it's time to give every single dollar a job. This is the core idea behind the zero-based budget. With this method, your income minus all your planned expenses, including savings, however small, should equal zero. This doesn't mean you spend every dollar until your account is empty. It means every dollar is assigned a category. Some dollars are assigned to rent, some to groceries, some to transportation, and crucially, some should be assigned to savings. More on that in the next step. Why is this so powerful, especially on a low income? It gives you maximum control. You're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went at the end of the month. No more financial guesswork. It forces you to be intentional. You have to make decisions about every category. This helps you see exactly where your money is or isn't aligning with your priorities. It highlights shortfalls or surpluses immediately. If your expenses exceed your income, you know you need to go back to step 3 and make more cuts or adjustments. If you have a small surplus, you can decide proactively where to allocate it. Debt repayment, a little extra to savings, etc. Here's a very simplified example. Let's say your total monthly income from step 1 is $1,800 rent, $900 utilities, $150 groceries, $300 transportation, $100 phone, $50 household supplies, $30 personal care, $20 tiny emergency fund, savings, $20, miscellaneous, a very small buffer for tiny unexpected things, $30, total expenses allocations, $1,600, WAITINCOME, $1,600, weight, income, $1,800, minus expenses, $1,600, equals $200, not zero. This is good news. It means you have $200 unassigned. Now, with a zero-based budget, you assign that $200. Maybe you put an extra $100 to the emergency fund, $50 towards a small debt if you have one, and $50 into a future car repair sinking fund. Now, income minus expenses, including these new allocations, equals zero. Tools for zero-based budgeting. Pen and paper with envelopes, the cash envelope system. Literally put cash for each category into labeled envelopes. When the envelope is empty, you stop spending in that category. Spreadsheets, create your own or find templates online. Budgeting apps, many popular apps like YNAB, You Need a Budget, are built on this principle, though some have subscription fees. Look for free alternatives too. The zero-based budget requires you to be engaged with your finances regularly, at least once a month, but a quick check-in weekly can be very helpful to make sure you're on track. It puts you in the driver's seat, which is an incredibly empowering feeling, especially when money is tight. Step 5. Build a tiny emergency fund. This step might feel impossible when you're barely making ends meet, but please hear me out. Building an emergency fund, even a tiny one, is absolutely crucial. It's your lifeline when the unexpected happens, and life always throws curveballs. When you're on a low income, a small unexpected expense can completely derail your budget and send you into a debt spiral or force you to make incredibly difficult choices. We're talking about things like a tire blows on your car. Your child gets sick and you have an unexpected copay. The power bill is higher than usual due to a heat wave. An essential appliance like your microwave breaks. Even saving $5 a week adds up. Seriously. $5 a week is $20 a month. In a year, that's $240. That might not sound like a fortune, but $240 can cover a lot of those small unexpected emergencies that would otherwise cause massive stress. If $5 is too much, start with $2 or even $1. The amount isn't as important as the habit of saving consistently. Start small, but start. Find it in your budget. When you do your zero-based budget, step 4, make emergency fund savings one of your non-negotiable line items, even if it's tiny. Automate it if you can. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to a separate savings account for this $5 or $10 each payday. If it's out of sight, you're less tempted to spend it. Found money. Get an unexpected small refund. Put it in the emergency fund. Sell something you don't need. Add that cash to the fund. Roundups. Some banking apps allow you to round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and transfer the difference to savings. Where to keep it? A separate savings account is ideal. Not your regular checking account where it can easily get spent. You want it accessible in an emergency, but not too accessible for everyday temptations. Your initial goal isn't to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That can feel overwhelming and discouraging right now. Your first goal might be just $100, then $250, then $500. Celebrate each small milestone. This tiny emergency fund is your buffer against the unpredictable. It's peace of mind in a savings account. Your future self, facing that unexpected car repair or medical bill, will thank you profusely for having the foresight and discipline to start this, no matter how small. It's a game changer for breaking the cycle of financial panic. So there you have it. 5 realistic, actionable steps to budget on a low income. Remember, you don't need to earn a massive salary to manage your money better. You just need a plan and the commitment to follow it. It's not always easy, and there will be challenging days, but building these habits will make a tangible difference. Don't try to tackle everything at once if it feels overwhelming. Start with one step from today's video. Maybe this week you focus solely on step 1, meticulously tracking your income. Next week, you can move on to identifying your essentials. Small, consistent actions lead to big changes over time. Keep going, be kind to yourself during the process, and celebrate the small wins. You've got this. The journey from money stress to money confidence is paved with these kinds of practical, real-world strategies. If this was helpful, please give this video a like. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your biggest money challenge right now? Sharing helps us all learn and feel less alien.